There we are. Hello, universe. How are you doing? Are you good? I've got all kinds of nonsense configured. Ooh, brand new nonsense. Yeah, that's what happens on a new day. I added a widget. Oh, who'd have thought widgets of all things? Lots and lots and lots of little widgets. Now I'm perfectly ready for none of them to function. That'll be that. So what we're going to do today, of course, is a wee bit of meandering talk. One thing that's exciting is it's our first go on Trovo today. Ooh. So yeah, we'll do a bit of rambling as per usual, and then we're going to play Star Trek Captain's Log. That's a solo Star Trek tabletop role-playing game. If you're new here, that's what we do here, tabletop role-playing. Primarily solo, because no one's asked me to ref them yet. And yeah, cool. Top bananas. Great to have you on board. Let's do a little bit of that rambling. So V-Stream's gone. Well, it's gone from April 1st, like it's the start of next month. So that's a shame. I quite liked V-Stream. I thought it was, a potentially very interesting proposition. But, clearly they weren't making the numbers that they needed to make to keep their investors happy. And it's gone. So that's where we are with that. No more V-Stream. And did I have anything else to ramble about? So that's why we've got Trovo. I was sat there going, what is Trovo? And I had a look and it looked funny. As in, like, the front page of Trovo. I hate to say this to you, Trovo, but your front page looks pretty retro. But that's cool. Maybe I should even check to see whether or not Trovo's working. I don't know. I've got no idea. Does it? I think that it's telling me that it might be. It wants me to sync to thingamajig. That's something. Ooh, I wonder how I go and see. Click on here, and then probably click on there. It's very hard to get to wherever it is that it's actually streaming, isn't it? So I go back to here, and I click on my little corner picture. Oh no, stop. No. 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 No, I don't currently have my headphones on, so all kinds of stuff is happening there. All kinds of stuff. Click on there? No. I don't know how I get to go see my own stream on Trovo, so there you go. I guess there you go. I'm there. Oh, look at that wonderful advertising on there. Oh, well, look, we've automatically added some little bits in there to be advertising. Wonderful. A team arena and some level stuff. Oh, how exciting. Oh, I'm thoroughly thrilled by the potential excitement. I'm not going to lie to you. My old brain got very confused by Trovo. It's got all kinds of bells and whistles and all sorts on it. So, one moment. Let me just grab something from across the room. Because why would I have everything where it was supposed to be for the rambling section? I'm back, and I've been sick for the past few days. So that's why I haven't been doing anything. And yeah, cool. So, some bits and pieces. I got these delivered, I don't know, a couple of days ago. So this is the campaign guide for the Discovery setting. Whilst I think Discovery is rubbish, the era could be interesting. So I got this because of the era. Let's put that there. And then the Federation Klingon War tactical campaign. So this kind of brings us a whole bunch of rules that we might find useful during the Dominion War. Because it's all about, operating military campaigns and what goes on during them and all that sort of stuff, which I think could probably be kind of useful if we're going to go into some warfare in different stuff. So that's why I bought that. And otherwise, here we are once again on the USS Penrose, which is an Excelsior class starship, and our Captain Hishu, who is an Orion. They're kind of all-rounder. I'll bring that over here so I've got that directly in front of me at all times so that I don't forget what's going on. Our Excelsior class ship has advanced sensors, improved warp drive, improved impulse drive. It's a command ship, and it's got advanced research facilities. So lots of, sciencey stuff for this prior to this refit. And last episode, if we recall, there we go. I mean, I've not got studio mode turned on, so I could have popped up anything then. Anything could have popped up. But instead, no, just this has popped up, which is good because this is what we want to be showing. So in the last episode, we were investigating the disappearance of a starship wreckage that was kind of a memorial. So we were off investigating that. The captain, we found a Ferengi stealing the wreckage. And when we engaged them in conversation, they tractor beamed us and started trying to steal our spaceship. So that was a moment. That was a mood. We managed to get our ship back. And as we did, we destroyed one of their transports, and a rip in space opened up. It's over. Captain's supplemental log. We were sent to discover what happened to the wreck of the USS Emulation, and having found it was stolen by a rather unpleasant Ferengi, we were temporarily captured, but through the quick thinking of our engineering team, we freed ourselves and destroyed one of the vessels holding us. As we did, a void opened in space and a strange ship appeared. Right? And that's the start of scene 3. Do. Now, we're not following the normal captain's log process, because the normal captain's log process has 15 scenes divided into 3 acts, and I don't get on with that very well. So what we're using Mythic, and we're just going to keep on going until we feel like we've reached the end of the episode, right? I feel like we're kind of midpoint through the episode. We've done the rescue. A ship has appeared. Let's see if we can let's find out something about this ship, shall we? And so this is the real beginning of today's episode, right? So we go to camo. And we need some oracles. So if we also remember the reference sheet, we narrate to a task, we roll the dice, we determine the impact, we narrate the outcome, and then we repeat until the mission is finished. Right? And generally, with the conclusion of each task, is when we should really move forward from one scene to the next, give or take. So, and we've got the basic matrix there, but we'll often be using the mythic matrix in Foundry. We want the tables, right? Mission type. We're not interested in mission type. We are interested in not in abandoned places. Momentum and threat spends. Allies and adversaries, right? Beasts of the Galaxy creation. Ah, okay. Well, first question. If we go to browser, yeah. Is the ship organic or tech or not? Is the ship organic? Right. So if the ship's organic, we'll roll on the beast table. If it's not, we'll have a quick think. Right. Where's our matrix? Come to us, matrix. Come on, here you are. Don't hide. Come out, matrix. Oh my word, the chaos factor's up to 8. Right. So yes is more likely an answer as we go up, right? I always forget this. I really should just have a mythic table printed out somewhere, obvious, where I could just see it. But I think as it goes up, the chance of a yes is higher. So is the ship organic? And also the thing says it comes from fluidic space. So I think it's probably likely that it is organic. 78. Yes. It is an organic ship. Right, so it's an organic ship. Helps within the right box. Yes. Now I reckon the ship, because it's just popped through, it's gonna sit there and not do anything obvious. I think at the same time, does the Ferengi ship do anything to the does the Ferengi ship approach the organic vessel? Right, that's a question. I think it's 50-50. Well, I think we're unsure, so it's not quite 50-50 because we're in a very so yes, they're flying towards it. Yes, the Ferengi ship is moving towards it. Shall we roll a couple of times on our little table here? Shall we have a few rolls on the little table? Maybe. Let's give it a roll. Life form size. I mean, we've already said it's kind of small. But this for space creatures, no. Spaceborne entities. So let's go to spaceborne entities. Awareness. D20, yeah. So let's roll. 9. 9 is malicious. It's not going to go very well. So let's just I'll write these down. So is the ship organic? It is malicious. Metabolic energy type. We got another 9. We're liking the number 9 today. Graviton energy. Graviton. Right. The morphology. 10. Metallic. 13. Plasmatic. So it's like a weird contained plasma instance. That's a thing. We're not really worried about its preferred environment, I don't think. Oh, maybe we are. 7. So that's class 5 nebula. Class 5 nebula. And spaceborne entities with... Oh, right, okay. These are existing entities. Okay. But it's malicious, so it's clearly somewhat intelligent. Does the entity attack the Ferengi ship, right? It's clearly a question there. And I think they're unsure. 53, right. So we're all sat there quietly watching. Everyone's shields are up. The Ferengis are like, they're heading towards it. Captain Hishu goes, raise the Ferengi ship. Tell them to keep their distance from the unidentified vessel. And the Ferengi comes up on the screen and goes, "Don't you tell me what to do. This is a fine opportunity for the Trade Federation." And shuts down the communication. As they do that, a green beam of plasma explodes out of the shuttle, and it explodes out of this small-ish kind of. It's probably like the size of probably like just the size of the Penrose's saucer section, right? So kind of like, you know, the big bit of a spaceship, the roundish bit of a ship, right? And it envelops the ship, and let's say it's more kind of like of a pain beam than it is a direct like weapon attack, right? So it envelops the ship, but what's Captain here shows what's it doing? She asks for the sensor team, and the sensor team will do the sensory stuff. So again, sensors, science. So sensors are a 10, and science for the ship is a 1. But we have got advanced research facilities, so I think, and advanced sensors. So I think that makes it, that kind of acts like a +2. I feel it probably does something different, but I mean, our science skill is so bad on this ship. But with a 3, that's a success, right? And with 15, even with +2, still a miss. But with the 3, we were able to scan what's happening, and yeah, we scan. It's some kind of pulsating energy frequency that it seems to be alternating through various spectrums of electromagnetic field, and the Ferengi on board appear to be suffering to quite a high degree. And I reckon it's probably powered down. It went straight through the Ferengi shields, right? Straight through the Ferengi's shields. That seems like a problem. Goes issue. Raise the entity and raise the entity. Does the entity respond? Fake question. Does the entity respond to hails? Does the entity respond to the hail? Question mark. 51. Yes. Unidentified entities. I have been looking for more things to entertain myself with. I believe that you should, how do you put it, lower your shields and prepare to be boarded? Would that be relevant? Are you the dastardly federation that these small green imp-like creatures seem to hate so much. I am Captain Hishu of the USS Penrose. We come in peace, and we request that you cease whatever it is that you're doing to the Ferengi ship. Oh, I mean, they certainly wouldn't ask us to cease if we were doing this to you. Well, we try to hold ourselves to a higher set of standards than our adversaries. Oh, how dreadfully kind of you! Isn't that nice? Oh, oh. Whilst we're going in the background, I think that we should. Well, the captain will go. I will get around to you in due course, says the entity. Do you have a name, entity? Call me X. Call me X. Oh, fiddlesticks. Call me X. Call me X. Space life form says, call me X. Tell you one thing that I've missed out on again today, and that's eating. So I've had no food because just situation, I suppose. Life, the universe, everything. But, you know, the show must go on. So, we have done something. What did we do again? Yeah, so the communication is cut off. And Hisho turns to her science officer. Can we tell anything else useful about this X entity? Are we able to interfere with their beam? And again, we're going to give it the +2 for our amazing research capabilities. But even with an 11, we'd have hit the natural 11 that we've got. So, so yes, we can. Yes, Captain. Our initial scans show that. If we, I need a Star Trek techno babble generator, don't I? I think there's one in here, isn't there? Or is there one in? Who is one in the operations guide? People get very particular about their Star Trek techno babble. You see. And it's gravitic. It's using graviton energy. Oh, maybe we could use a transporter, right? We think that if we invert the transporter to disperse a field of inverted gravitons, it could interrupt the aliens' ability to project this graviton field. How much time do you need? She asks. Give us half an hour, right? Make it so. Now, this in turn feels like it's going to be engineering and structure. Yeah, I think it's engineering and structure. We'll go an engineering and structure roll. So engineering is 4, structure is 9, 13. So we do get a success. So we're going to manage to rig something together, right? We should make a note of that. We'll manage to rig something together to interrupt the pain beam. Now, I think in turn, though, we're going to have to go, does X decide to turn its attention to the Penrose before the thing is done. Question mark? We'll keep a spelling mistake in there. I know you can't see, don't worry, it's not very exciting. You've already seen me run a fake question. So let's do a fake question. 6. Oh, exceptional, yes. Okay. With the exceptional yes, we can say that X talks across the ship and goes, I see that you are currently attempting to create some kind of device to interrupt my ability to affect you. I'm afraid that would not be advisable. And it turns its pain beam onto the ship and amplifies up the pain to an extreme level, and everyone's on the bridge going kind of thing, right? It hurts. And I expect it's gonna kill one of the young engineers in engineering. So that's what it's gonna do. X turns its attention to the Penrose, inflicting great levels of agony upon the crew, intentionally killing one junior crew member in delight. That sounds like it sucks, doesn't it? With that going on, right, and the anguish that is being inflicted, I think that we should go. Does the Penrose activate their device? Is it finished just in the nick of time? Fake question. Unlikely. But we do. 49 gives us a yes. And so just as the young man passes away on the, it's probably a Danubian, passes away in the engineering section, the chief engineer kind of activates the powers up the deflector dish, and it disrupts the signal. And I reckon that's going to be the end of that scene. Now, I reckon it ended on a positive note for, inverted commas, for the Penrose. Do we? I mean, it managed to. Yeah, I think it did, because it managed to get rid of the beam, even though someone did pass away. So, now, let's bring you over here. So our chaos factor's gone down to 7. Yes. Yes, we did manage to activate it just in time. Well, not just in time. Just a moment too late. However, getting the device working means things slowly tipping back into the crew's domain, right? So scene 4. How do we expect scene 4 to start? Let's give it a heading. Enraged by being attacked. The X lashes out at the Ferengi, lashes out at the Penrose with greater force. Right? Reckon that's kind of a start. Let's do a scene alteration test. 2. Interruption event. Something else has happened. 13. NPC action. 62. Inspect business. That's odd. Inspect business. NPC action. I don't think that makes any sense for the current situation. Oh, wait. No, maybe. Aha. Maybe this is what happens, right? So, there's an interrupt scene before this. Interrupt scene. Spelt probably more like interrupt. Yeah, that normally helps. Paragraph 2. Heading 2, even. There you go. Interrupt scene. NPC action. Inspect business. Now, I reckon that means the Ferengi crew find a gravitonic warhead, a highly illegal gravitonic warhead that they were smuggling for a contractor and intend on firing it, on detonating it near X. I guess the problem with this is it doesn't have a launch mechanism, and no Ferengi feel like being valorous. You can imagine, right? On a ship, they've got this bomb. They're like, we could blow them up with this here bomb. But then they realise that that would mean one of them sacrificing themselves, and that doesn't sound like a very profitable event, right? So that's the interrupt scene, right? I mean, should we run the entire scene? Do we think that there's going to be any direct interaction with the players before scene 4? I often wondered, should interrupt scenes be... Yeah, sometimes, I guess. This is me thinking on the fly. Can you hear it? My brain, slowly but surely, plodding towards some kind of nefarious outcome. Right, anyway. They've found this gravitic warhead, basically built for kind of destroying planets. Very, very naughty little device it is. But no matter. What we're going to do is we'll start off with that, right? So we've seen scene 4 is an intro. So let's go expected, cut, paste, scene 4, cut that, paste it here. All right, let's get rid of you, and let's change you to heading 3. Heading 3. Oh, I don't like heading 3. Why? I'd have preferred it if heading 3 was the same colour as heading 4, but whatever. We'll live. So that's how that scene. It starts off with them going. We've got the gravitic warhead in our stores. So maybe we should use that to escape from this situation. But I feel that mentioning the word escape from this situation, here's a question. While X is zapping the Penrose, does the Ferengi ship flee? Question mark. Do. 99. Exceptionally no. I guess that's because it can't flee the energy beam from X has damaged the stability, the warp core key manifold stabilizers, leaving the reaction highly unstable. That's a problem. Big old problem. Let's just check. One day something's going to happen. It's going to make one of my things do something. I'll be like, look, a thing has happened. Until that day, let's keep on going. Okay, so now the expected thing hasn't happened. So, does X return? Does X attack any of the other ships nearby? Question mark. No, does X X attack the Penrose with a more powerful assault? Let's see. Fake question. Unsure. 40. Looks like it does. Yes. Okay, let's have a quick check over here. So the Penrose is a class 5 ship. I think that the attack is going to is going to do a point of damage to it, right? So it'll be a class 4. I mean, it'll be 4 of its hitty points. And then designing a civilization, locations, damage. So D20 to find out where. 8. Sensors. I got D6 somewhere? I do. Right, so we're going to do... oh, no, this one tells us. Okay, roll D6. 5. Minor damage. Okay. 12. Computer glitches. For damages knocked several processors offline until repaired. All tasks requiring the ship's technical systems will be one step greater difficulty. Okay, well, that's the sensors that have been hit, right? Yes. The damage impacts the Penrose's sensors, causing technical glitches causing technical glitches. So -1 to all rolls using sensors. Pretty much, right? Because everything I think that you do with the sensors is going to, in one way or another, involve what's it called? Computers, right? We should probably have a track for the damage on the ship. Doot, boop. And one level of the damage is done. Okay. That's 308. I think we're probably going to need that a few times. So, damage report. The captain goes, damages to the sensors, Captain. It'll take some time to get them fully up and running, but they're currently functioning fine. They're currently functioning. Okay. Is there any way we can increase the yield of our graviton destabilization weapon? So we're going to need science and computers. 5 is under 10. 5 is under 11. 5 is under 10. Yes, 10. Oh, you can't see. There you go. Look, 5 is under 10. So the answer is yes. We can. Yes, we can increase the power output of the graviton polarity inverter beam if we reroute the warp engine plasma through the cooling, through the secondary cooling conduits, out via the primary warp deflector exchange. Right. Yeah, fiddlesticks. I reckon that can be done, but it'll take some time. Meanwhile, do the Ferengi. Do the Ferengi hail? I think they do, right? I don't think I need to roll, right? I think for Ferengi, raise Penrose. The Penrose, so they raise Captain Hishu on hails. Captain, hail coming from the Ferengi vessels. Yeah, put it on screen. Nice to have them trying to talk to us for a change. Starfleet, how are things going? I suspect you already know they're not going very well, Captain. Yes, we here are having some small, minor technical issues. Yes, we're aware that you currently have problems with your antimatter systems. Yes, some problems. Now, we were wondering if you could assist us with a matter for a small, almost insignificant fee. We would like to be able to move a device that we currently have in our cargo bay towards this monstrous alien entity that seems to be toying with us. Well, that's also a question. Has the attack knocked? Probably not. Right? Don't worry about it. Okay. And what might that be? We may have come into possession of a gravitic device of some sort. one of our cargo consignment, you see, and it may be of some use in this situation. Oh, really? What kind of gravitic component? Just a small Klingon device that was developed during an earlier conflict. Yes, it's a gravitic warhead of some description. No idea where it came from. I'm sure you have no idea where it came from. Yes. Well, if we could get it close to the enemy, close to this entity, maybe. Now the question is, does as is often the way of these entities, does X intervene during this conversation? Question mark. Copy. Fake question. Paste. Yes. So X fires it. It envelops the Ferengi vessel in its pain plasma beam once again, and the Federation ship will continue doing its changes. So does so yes, it does intervene. Yes. Does the Penrose's graviton attack work a second time? Question mark. I reckon it is less likely. Less likely a second time around. I don't need that. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. There it is. So I reckon it's unlikely this time around, but again, the chaos factor is high. So yeses are more likely. 15. Yes, it does work a second time. And it goes. I had a soundboard. I don't know if the soundboard will work, but it went like, where are we? Let's which of these sounds like it might be a thingamajig? Of course, I got to watch out for that because it's almost certainly gonna bound to come through my audio. Something like this. Yeah, there we go. That's a sound. Ooh, I'll have to sort out the soundboard properly at some point. Does it work a second time? Yes. So it interrupts the beam as it zaps the Ferengi. But I reckon they will retaliate again, right? And there isn't a huge amount that Penrose can do. I reckon we're going to do the shields, comms, computer, engine, sensors, structure, weapons. Something they kind of forgot when they moved from the broader combat system to this, is they kind of forgot about shields, which I think is probably a little bit silly. So we'll use engines, I suppose, for shields, as a stand-in for shields. So engines and security versus a roll, right? So engine and security gives us a 13. We've been rolling pretty good. 13, double success. So that gives us a point of momentum. And I think the point of momentum is going to be used to complete the refit of the system. The shields managed to hold up against the third X attack. And we complete the changes required to fire the more powerful beam. Right, so how does the more powerful beam go? I reckon, again, we're going to use we'll use engines and security again, right? Well, probably engines and engineering. Yeah, engines and engineering, so that's a 15. 1, but also a 20, so that's a complication, which is entirely relevant for this, so I reckon we fire it, and an X it starts to deteriorate, right? And as it starts to deteriorate, it rushes off, right? But also as it does, the Penrose's warp system is heavily damaged, right? So we can't follow immediately after it. As it flees the site of the conflict, heading towards a neutral species' planet, I reckon. The X is harmed by the attack. And flees towards a neutral world, while the Penrose's warp core is overloaded, leaving it inactive for a time. We also have another problem to deal with, right? There is still a hole to weird space, and the Ferengi ship is still immobile. I reckon that one can be solved, and I reckon we can confiscate the gravitic weapon, right? So can we confiscate the gravitic weapon? Question mark. Fake question? Yes. Right. Yeah. We transport the weapon off of the Ferengi ship. I think the Ferengi ship gets its pals to start tractor beaming it out of the area, right? The remaining freighters lock tractors on the Ferengi ship and start to tow it away. And we're like, Captain, the Ferengi ship is being towed away from the system. And Hishu is like, let them go. We've got other things to worry about right now. Those other things being the fact that engines don't work, and that this X creature is heading towards a neutral planet with almost certainly very nefarious intentions in mind, right? So that means next scene, right? I reckon scene 5, browser. Scene 5, expected scene. Also, chaos factor comes down because we got some good useful yeses. So that brings down the chaos factor. The expected scene will be the warp, the captain. Captain is talking to the engineer as the warp drive comes back online. Right, that's the predicted scene. That's what we expect to happen. Scene alteration. To chat. Yes. Okay. So the scene proceeds as normally. So, Captain, the warp core is back online and fully functioning. You can go to warp at any time, and Hisho goes, good. Follow that damn X, right? And the warp core, aye Captain, and the warp core, whoosh, 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 and it starts heading in the direction. Look, you might even have a noise for this. Warp factor. Oh, it's probably warp factor 8. Oh, have we got it? No, we got warp 6. Oh, there you go. Off we go. After it. So question: do we catch up to the X before it reaches the neutral planet? Question mark. Fake question. Come on, you. In there. Yeah. 57. Yes, we do. Okay. This means we don't have to worry about the rest of the planet. Yes, we do. Let's set this to heading 3. Heading 2, not heading 3. Right, let's check to see. We've caught up to it. It's kind of lessened in strength, and can we use the tractor beams to slow it down? Fake question. Can we use tractor beams to trap it? Question mark. 20. Yes we can. So I reckon we just need a engine. Oh, we're traveling at warp. I can never remember what the rules were about tractor beaming. Well, if we're both going the same speed when we do it, I reckon we need a engines con roll to do it. Right? Let's see. My logic there being con is kind of how we fly the spaceship. Engines is the power of our stuff. So, let's see how we go. 9 and 10, double trouble. So that's a momentum point generation, which we'll immediately use to pull this off with style, right? So we pull up to this bad boy, right? And we activate our tractor beams. We drop our shields, activate the tractor beams, right? Well, we can fire out our thingies at the thing. So we fire off our tractor beams. Our shields are still up. We've been using the gravitic configurations that we've found so far, and it restricts the plasmoid, and we put on the brakes, and we slow the whole show down, right? I reckon that it's not going to be best pleased about this, and it's going to pew us, right? So I reckon X is going to activate its pain ray and try and get through our shields, which knows an engines and security roll. So 13s. Again, 8, 12. We've really got a number on this X guy. We know how its mess works, and we with ease block its machinations, right? So we catch it. We catch the X in mid warp, slow it down, and easily repulse its pain ray. I expect resulting in it opening communications. Going, what do you think you're doing? You pitiful species? Release us immediately. We have things to do in this universe. Yeah. I'm afraid, Entity X, that is not going to happen. I am going to have to return you to your own space and allow you to continue whatever it is that you do over there, unless you wishes to destroy you right here and right now. If you are to have a quick look at our ship, you'll realise that we currently have a gravitic weapon on board, which we feel will almost certainly ruin your day. And the question there is, does X take a look and think better of how continuing this fight? Does X think the better of continuing this fight? Question mark. Don't. 73. No. X is up for a continuing this struggle, right? So I reckon X is gonna let out a level of destructive force we haven't yet seen, right? And we're gonna need to hope that our shields hold. So again, it's gonna be engines and security. So that's a 13, 8, but also a complication, right? 8 and a complication. So I reckon it doesn't manage to get through our shields because, you know, our shields are good. But our shields have collapsed, and there's much vibrating of the ship. Rocks falling out of the ceiling. You know how it goes when something goes wrong on a Starfleet vessel, and it finds itself in we're kind of sat there. I reckon the tractor beam has lost connection as well, and yeah. That's the thing. We should make a note of that. The X does not back down and unleashes a powerful blast, breaking it free of the tractor beams and loading the Penrose's shields. Right. Next, what do you think is going to happen? I reckon the Penrose, with its shield suddenly down, the captain goes, teleport the device. Transport the device, not teleport. It's too much Dungeons and Dragons. All into my teleporting, right? On that, what's sorry, there I am. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm always getting distracted. We know this. Overloading the Penrose's shields. Right, so she's going to order transporting it over. Right, fake question. Does the X react in time? Question mark. 34, yes. So they transport over the gravitic device. The X manages to start fleeing, but I don't think that they'd armed it, right? I suspect they're probably using it a bit more like a mine. And also, kind of getting it off kilter whilst they figured out what they were going to do. The tractor beams. They're going to try and get these tractor beams back on it, and with a 1, they definitely do. Retractor it, and then they unleash the huge enemy energy pulse again, right? So that's going to be the engines and engineering. So that's a 15 on this second roll. Oh no. Well, that didn't go very well at all. But I feel that they need it to be successful, right? They need to be successful here. So they're going to take 2 levels of damage off of the ship, right? And I reckon it's going to be at least moderate damage for each one. So, system 19, weapons, level of damage 13. So that's critical damage on my weapons. And it's going to be 14. Major systems offline. A major system ship system is knocked offline, such as life support, artificial gravity, shields, weapons, propulsion, or main power. I think it'll be main power, to be frank. Right? I mean, main power goes down because the tractor system and the deflector dish are entirely overpowered by the force of the thingy. 14 is for structure, level of damage, but we're not taking a 4. 17, catastrophic damage. What have we got there? Catastrophic structural damage. 11, ruined hull. The ship's hull has been so egregiously damaged. Next time damage is generated for the ship, reroll any results that are minor or moderate. Yeah. So basically explosions kind of go down the sides of the ship where the cooling chambers are. All of the alerts are red. The beam has got out and the X has disintegrated, but the ship is floating without power and with a ruined, a very damaged hull. Right, so things are not great. Damage reports, engineering, and there's just. There's people. The consoles are all setting on fire. There's rocks falling out of the sky. Everything's vibrating. All just for the emergency lighting along the floor is on. Smoke fills the air. She's going to immediately start attempting to do some damage control. It's been a while since we actually used her character sheet. Fortunately, she's not terrible at engineering. And I reckon in this kind of situation, we're going to use control and engineering, but with a role like that. She gets injured while she's doing some repairs, and the something else rubbish happens. What else happens? And crew casualties. 10. Roughly a handful of fatalities or less. Right, okay. Right. So, what additional complications occur? Let's take a look. We need to go to. We need to go to. Where are you? Themes and incidents, complications. No, 464. A horrific discovery. Okay. Well, the disturbing revelation is that another we've got no, as the scan sensors come back up, as the damage is gotten under control, we detect that there that there are more of these icks heading towards the opening in the subspace breach, right? So we need to get the ship's engine power back online, and we need to start heading back to the hull and fixing it up, right? We've had bad luck these past few rolls, so let's see if engineering. Oh wait, we should probably the ship has received heavy damage and is in no fit shape to fight. The Ix was defeated, but now as we get sensors back online, we can detect a horde of Ix heading towards the subspace breach. We must close it, right? I reckon this thing's gone pretty badly for us, but also we're repairing that thing, and with a 4 and a 2, we do, right? We managed. The hull's still wrecked. We should probably update our damage tracker. So Penrose's damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I reckon we're a good kind of like a 1, 2, 3. Hull ruined. Hull's ruined. What else we got? Something else is broken. What's broken? I can't remember. I can remember. It's in there somewhere. What else was it? The hull's ruined. Ah, yes, the sensors. Sensors are malfunctioning. -1. And main power is ropey. Let's call it ropey, right? There we go. But it is back up, right? But power is back, and the engines do work. So I reckon our chaos rating is going to go up. And scene 5, scene 6. We also transport the warhead head back on board, right? Scene 6, en route to the rift. Not right, rift. We plan in the smoking rubble of the ready room how we can close the subspace fissure. Oh, there's a word, fissure. So it's a meeting. Everyone loves a good meeting in Star Trek world. Heading 2, scene 6. That's what we expect. Scene alteration. Give us a roll. Oof, that was all over the place. Yes, scene proceeds as normally. So there we are, right? Do we create a plan utilizing the gravitic bomb? Question mark. Yes. Yes, the head of science and the beleaguered head of engineering propose detonating the gravitic bomb in the fissure, causing subspace to collapse around it. This would, of course, create a permanent navigational hazard, but would prevent the invasion of our space by these aliens. Right? Okay. Then we're going to need to make it so, says the captain. And we have a 4. Boop. 4 and a 15. I mean, I reckon our engines are pretty knackered at the moment, but that is, yeah, that's 2 successes. So we will arrive at the fissure, right? Have any of the Ix arrived at the fissure yet? Question mark. Copy. Fake question. Yes. And a random event. 21. NPC action. 15. Gratify the public. Okay, so what is also happening at the moment is the Ferengi are recording all this so that they can turn it into a Federation starship is destroyed by aliens extravaganza back on Ferenginar. That's what they're doing. The Ferengi are recording the whole scene so they can make an amusing drama about the destruction of a Starfleet ship. Just for shits and giggles, right? But yes, doubles. So another Ix entity has arrived at the fissure. Can we get close enough to deposit the warhead? Fake question. Can we get close enough to deposit the warhead? No. That's a nuisance, isn't it? Well, no, not safely, right? Well then, Captain, there's the Ixians are closing. We won't be able to get close enough for us to do this safely. And she sits back and goes, well, we can't allow the invasion of the galaxy, so let's do it unsafely. Full impulse ahead. Get us inside. Get us in that hole. So let's give us a... she's just commanding, right? So this is the problem that I have with Captain's log, right? Is if you're just being the captain most of the time, right? A lot of the time your skills don't really matter because you're just telling other people to do things. At which point you go, well, then only my control command or daring command matters. But they're really good. But then you also go, okay, well then it's the ship. And you go, yeah, but my crew's really bad. Anyway, we give it to the ship. So engines con is what we're looking at. A 13 and a 5. Double trouble, all in. The ship goes whoosh, right? And the Ixians, no idea who we are or what's going on, but they probably fire some beams in our direction. There's shields are holding, Captain, and we're going whoosh, zoom around and drop off the bomb. And pull out of the thing. These Ixians chasing them, hit the warp drive. They hit the warp drive. They activate the bomb. Bomb goes off. Warp drive. Whoosh! They psh. Now this would be where in the movies they'd jettison the warp core, but we never jettison our warp core. No warp core jettisoning. That would be like a battleship jettisoning its entire engine. And battleship engines are big and useful for, making the ship go. Question is the Penrose further damaged by the collapse of the subspace fissure? Do. To chat. 86. No, she isn't. The Penrose gracefully, elegantly goes whoosh as this ring of collapsing energy heads towards it, and it whoosh, rides it like a surfer on the crest of a wave. Whoosh, and she woof. Whoosh out of scene as she comes to a halt kind of near the wreckage of the what was she called, the USS Emulation, and the crew battered, bruised, some of them no longer here, take a collective sigh of relief as the immediate trouble is past, and they set about patching up the Penrose as best they can so that they can return to space dock to get much needed repairs. And again, this simply shows the threat and the things that are out there in not only our space, but in parallel spaces and beyond space, that could cause us trouble at the least moments of notice. And how are you supposed to wrap these up anyway? What's the ending supposed to be? Milestones, reaching a milestone. Oh, right, okay. Well, that's how they do the leveling up. Creation in play. Finishing touches. What's this? Your character is almost complete. Well, I'm not interested in that. Creation in play. Character conversion. Lots of spaceships. Rules of play. Modes of play. Oh, fiddlesticks, yeah. This is one of the problems that I have with a system. Oh, sorry. One of the problems that I kind of find with the system is that there are so many bits and bobs that you often forget that they exist, such as values, but also going back to my problem, right, that I find, and we're going to have to try and work through more as we play more Captain's Log, right? Which is when to roll character stuff for the character and when to roll stuff for the ship, right? That's something that really I have a problem with. I find it difficult to figure out, because for me, I'd only roll my stats for character stats when the character's doing something, like actively, and I don't mean telling someone else to do something, right? And I tend to kind of presume that most. Yeah, let's change this to that one. Condition yellow. Yeah, condition red. Condition blue. That most of the time, the captain's just sat in their chair telling other people what to do. So yeah, interesting. We'll have to think about that. It's something we're gonna have to go back and forth on. We did finish what we started, that's for sure. Establishing challenge. Yeah, that's establishing and challenging your values. Every captain's values. Keep in mind, you can only use or challenge a particular value once per game. I find values really hard to use. Directives. Oh, we didn't create any directives for this, did we? Yeah, this is one of my problems. But personal, I take it. This will probably tell me. Maybe I should investigate, choose insight or reason. Personal actions. Captains are trained to think. Think first. Analyze every situation carefully. Theorize. Oh, okay. Overcome adversity, diplomacy. Okay, well, maybe this is something, a structure I should read again and think about. Combat, boring. Things to consider, examples of gameplay. I need to read back over a whole bunch of these. Extended conflicts, not very interesting. Your starship in gameplay. I kind of think that you end up using your ship a lot. Why go solo? Collaborative story. Captain's log. Yeah, I don't. Again, one thing that I should do something low as decky. I think I quite enjoy that. That could be fun. Captain's log. Scenes I have such a massive problem with. Because remember, right, in this, you're supposed to do 15 scenes, and we've done 6. So, yeah. The journey, continuing missions, chronicling your story, using your imagination, to roll or not, failing forward, in media res, ports of call. Yeah, I don't know. Cutaway scenes, the power of scene ending. Power of a scene ending. Concluding a scene is as important as starting a new one. This is what I have real problems with, is ending and starting scenes. I don't get it. It's not my thing. Doing it well anyway. You are surprised by something unexpected. The situation has implied consequences. The battle seems to be leaning in favor of one side or another. A clue of things to come is discovered. Someone enters or leaves the scene. I just find there's so much faff around managing scenes. Captain's reflections. How to end a session. Here we go. Was any new technology developed? What happened to it? Captain's reflections. How did my character grow? Well, we definitely learned that there are even more dangerous things in space than those that we have come to expect. And we thought we were just dealing with some pirate Ferengi, and it turned out we were in a lot more bother than we thought. Did we learn something new? I mean, yes. Was there memorable triumph? I mean, we're alive, and we're not being invaded by weird floating plasma monsters. Did your character's life or viewpoint change in some way? No. Well, I mean, again, it's very much that there's a far more dangerous universe out there, and we're going to have to be more ready for it. Did your character reflect on what happened in Act 1? We're not messing around with acts. Did your character receive any new abilities? No. Did your character forge new friendships or make new enemies? I think we've got to know our science officer and our engineering officer a bit better. We should probably kind of give them a card or something. What emotions are you feeling at the end? Oh, I was exhilarated. The end of that kind of went whoosh, ting, boom. It was pretty exciting. Is there any irony in the story worth mentioning? I don't know, maybe, but no. What kind of conversations would your character have with crew members after this adventure? Well, I think there's a lot of kind of like commiserating the loss of fellow members. There's, there are a lot of conversations around how we, make her feel like home again, and repair the damage that's been done. And reflecting, as said, on the fact that there's a lot of problematic and dangerous creatures out there that are more difficult to deal with than just a few Klingons or Romulans. We didn't have to violate any Starfleet orders. So yeah, that's that. Did anyone die during the mission? Yes. There'll have to be like a standard review into thingy. Has our reputation with Starfleet improved? Probably indifferent. Yeah. B plots. Yeah. Closing advice. Yeah. Yeah. I think we are broadly concluded there. Yeah, because in the manga, you're supposed to do 3 acts and you're supposed to do 15 scenes. And I kind of ran out of things to do after like 4 scenes. I'm like, I'm pretty good. We've resolved this. But yeah, anyway, thanks for existing. It's good. We like existing. Yeah, I hope you have endless levels of fun. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing Powered by the Apocalypse, Gura's Fellows. We're going to go see if anything new and ridiculous happens there. And then I might do something on Sunday. Maybe. I've got an actual real people game on Sunday, so I might do that instead. I might not have time to do anything else, right? So we'll see. That's at like 2. I think the other game starts. So maybe if I get up at 11 or something, I can do some stuff. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun. You have great times, peoples. I hope you have a great day, a great evening, a great day tomorrow, whichever it is. Have fun, my lovelies.